Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, where friends gather together, explore the area, and play Dungeons and Dragons. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left the friends, they were in the middle of a heist of the Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Antiquity in search of an artifact of some renown and value, it seems. Normally, I would break down what was going on, but the way this is we have the group split up all throughout the building and around the building, so they don't know what's been going on. So we're going to leave it that way. If you saw last week, you'll know what's going on, and if not, you'll soon get the idea. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with Butt Trumpet, I think. So Butt Trumpet, when last we left you were on the 4th floor, had gone into the curator's office, found a small safe in the wall behind the desk, found a number of interesting letters within the desk. Rictus had tried to open the safe only to have a glyph of warding go off, injuring all of you, but you all managed to be somewhat okay. In the safe, you found a few things that you left alone. You came out, you found the bathrooms, and now you stand in front of a statue of a person representing the maestros of the history of the area in front of a door that you a little while ago saw someone go in.
Yes, and I've been debating whether or not they're still in there.
So what would you like to do?
Well, it looks like the only other door on this floor that we have not opened. Apart from the bathrooms, of course. So, this takes a big act of bravery. Rictus, you want to see if it's open?
He goes, "Yeah, I knew I was here for a reason. Not a problem." He gets up there and leans forward, takes out some tools, takes out some other things, goes about and says, "Oh, what do you know?" And he says, "It's open."
Do we dare?
It would seem a pity.
Yeah, if no one's in there, then why not?
After you.
Oh, goody. Going really scared into a door of a room that I don't know what has it.
Eldred comes in after you.
I'd certainly hope so. I'd be really scared if I was by myself in here.
So you find yourself in, it's a room, but there are a number of other doors off of it, all of them shut. In front of, to your right there, you see a desk outside another room. You can only assume maybe that's where like a secretary or somebody sat.
Does the desk have drawers?
Yes, it does.
Hey, Rictus, I'm wondering if there might be some drawers that need to get tampered with.
That could get me in trouble.
How so?
Oh, you mean the desk. Okay. What?
Just, never mind.
Okay. Sorry. He says, "It's open. Not even locked."
Anything fun?
Paper, quills, a letter opener. That's kind of about it.
There's nothing else in this room?
It's a long room. It goes
Yeah,
down. There's doors on each side.
oh, great.
And as you go further down, you do notice another door and desk outside.
Oh, boy. Well, Rictus, would you mind terribly checking that desk over there as well?
Sure, no
Debating
problem.
whether or not we should check out the other doors.
Rictus goes in there and says, it looks very much the same as the other one. It just looks like a lot of tools in which to make things happen.
Wait, like what?
Like paper and quills and ink.
Oh.
And this one, there's also an out bin that has requests for, what's this say? He looks down and says, oh, more paper and ink. It seems that this Myrtle, I think her name is, needs more supplies.
Well, something tells me we're not going to see much but a couple more offices if we open these doors. Eldred, what do you think our odds are of finding anything interesting? Like, I've taken all the interesting I can physically handle from the curator's office, I'm just saying.
Oh, if it's that sort of interesting, Eldred says, then yeah, I'm not real keen on that either, but this doesn't seem like the sort of place where a valuable ancient artifact would be.
Yeah, didn't think so. Frankly, the curator's office was our best bet. Well,
So what do we do now?
I'm trying to think, because, like, for all we know, everybody else could have either found something or gotten in trouble.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about the other option. Yeah, that's a really good option. What do we do then? Can we go to another floor, or is there more to look at here, or what do we do?
I mean, from what I recall at least, we've gone through as many doors as we can, except for these. And the only reason we'd go in them at this point is to just kind of check it off the list, but I don't recall any others from when we first got in here.
That's a very good point.
I mean, if nothing else, we should just check them to see if there's anything of note, like, while being very aware it's doubtful. I wish we could contact everybody else.
We don't have anything to contact people with?
We each have an egg for teleporting. I don't... Did someone have a, communication?
Yeah, there was a brooch of sending. Someone had. I don't have it.
I don't think I do either, do I? Do
Nope.
I?
Nope.
Didn't think so. That wasn't well thought out. Sorry. Fourth wall breaking here, but that wasn't well thought out by us.
Then should we get out of here and go hang out somewhere or try to get downstairs or upstairs or something like that? Says Rictus.
I say we quickly open these doors, look inside, then figure out a way out of this floor.
That sounds like a plan. Where are we starting?
How many doors are in this room?
There are a total of 6. There are 4 to your left and 2 to the right, and the 2 to the right each look like they have a secretarial station outside the door.
I'd suggest each of us opening 2, but I don't like the idea of us splitting up just in case one of us finds a room with something in it, so... Well, let's check off the secretary rooms first.
I'll make things real easy. You go in there... both offices are similar, if not a little. They're pretty big, not as big as the curators. There's plants. The wall across from the door is all one big window. There's bookshelves. There's nothing that seems to be of any interest. So both of those, after you go, you rifle the desks, stuff like that. There's stuff there, but nothing of any interest. One of the people seems to be having an affair, and there's some love letters, and their spouse or partner is mentioned. But other than that, there's not a lot going on. So you just have the four offices to your left.
I lean into Eldred. I'm really tempted to leave a note that says, I know, don't bother coming home, but apart from that, there's nothing really in here.
Eldred goes, huh. That's, it would definitely get the point across.
Sure would. I'm gonna turn my back to this desk, and I'll see you over at the next room.
Rictus says, there's 4 rooms, there's 2 of us. Why don't we just take 2 each? And Eldred goes, being that the other time had some problems, maybe we should just go each one together. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so you, Butt Trumpet, are busy writing a note, correct?
No, it's not a good idea.
No?
Someone would know that somebody's there.
Okay.
It's funny in theory, not in execution when we need to be stealthy.
You have the paper and everything out. You are about to turn around to go back out going, no, I shouldn't. When from outside in the hall, you hear a kerfuffle, we'll say.
Hide!
You're hiding? You're still in the office. So you want to hide under the desk?
Well, I want them to hide as well. I don't want them getting caught.
They're out in the hallway.
So the kerfuffle was them?
It sounds like it might involve them.
I'm gonna go check it out then.
Okay.
I'm at least gonna peek.
So you come out, Rictus and Eldred, with 3 individuals. 2 of them are halflings. One of them seems to be possibly a human or a real beefy elf. The beefy person and one of the halflings are both female, and the other one's a male. And they're in the midst of fighting now, it seems. So roll initiative.
Sure. One good roll I got. They don't see me yet, right?
Not yet.
Cool. We'll start with a magic missile and have 1 bolt hit each of them. Woo!
Oh, nice.
Maximum damage.
We have Rictus, who has the big beefy individual. Now you can see it does look like a human. To their left, or to your right, and a female halfling on the other side of him. So the 2 females are kind of double teaming him. And so he's got 2 daggers out and is going, natural 1 and another natural 1. So he immediately swings and finds himself on his back as he slips on the marble floor, losing his all chance of his second attack.
Oh, good.
Eldred, it kind of looks, you're not exactly sure what he's doing, but because he's in hand to hand, he's doing a lot of trying to get the person away from him. And in between that, he's trying to grab the dagger from his belt, but he's been having a bit of a hard time. So he's at the end of his turn, he seems to get a hand on the dagger and his other hand on the dagger, but the other hand is like trying to push away the dagger hand of the halfling male that's on him. The bandits get advantage. Ooh, and a 19 will definitely hit. A 17 will definitely hit.
Fuck everything.
Rictus is on his back, and you just see a lot of this going back, and you're seeing blood. And they're both over him. And the one on Eldred doesn't seem, while Eldred's doing that, he doesn't seem to get through. It is your turn again.
Okay.
Before you tell me, give me a perception check.
7. I'd like to twin acid splash at the two who are wailing on Rictus. They need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 2 and a 7, so I'm going to say no.
You are correct in that assumption. And they each get 4 points of acid damage.
Okay.
I'd like to at least make my way over quietly to around Eldred, hopefully preparing to stab someone in the ankles. And that's my turn.
Rictus rolls, gets himself up. Jesus Christ, rolls another natural 1, but it's not a fatal natural 1. Rolls a 9 with it. He just can't hit the broadside of a barn. He's like bleeding and like trying to swing and looks like he might have some blood dripping in his eye. Eldred sees you moving up, and in order to try to help you, moves over here to give you advantage for next time for flanking. Rolls a 3 trying to stab the guy who's in front of you, who is turning around right now. Doesn't seem to notice you yet, Butt Trumpet.
Good.
And a 17, so he does hit Eldred with his dagger across, just slashes across the front of him. The one on Rictus, he is able to get him too and slashes as well. Rictus is looking like he's hurting a little bit. And it is your turn, Butt Trumpet.
I don't suppose using my necklace to cure Rictus would count as an action, would it?
It would, but you'd have to get over to him.
Gonna have to wait until my next turn. This is the closest shot I'm gonna have for right now. The one going at Eldred, I'm going to stab them in the ankle with one of my daggers.
Oh, very good.
Dirty 20.
Cool.
And that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Fuck you, Achilles. Gonna twist it around a little bit just to be extra horrible.
This fella is now aware that you were there.
Oh, I put on my intimidating look with the tusks. Yeah, remember, Eldred gave me, an enchantment that made me look more intimidating.
Oh, okay.
So I put on my intimidating look with the tusks, and I don't speak. I just start acting like Animal from the Muppets.
Roll me a intimidation check, please.
Now that's gonna go great. Oh my god, an 18.
Holy smokes. Okay. That's a 2. So he's like, yeah. Roll me a perception check, please.
He's got a sword! You idiot, we've all got swords! Well, that was fun while it lasted.
Okay.
I'm too caught up in the part to notice anything.
He moves behind this. He moves down here. You see him run and kind of hide behind the desk. He's looking back at the door that you all came in. But what you see that Rictus and Eldred are both looking at this door.
Okay.
Eldred moves back a little bit. Rictus moves back a little bit. You just hear Eldred go, "Did you see that?" Rictus goes, "Just a little, just like I just saw him move."
What I miss?
See, standing in the doorway. Now it's kind of dark in here. A tall, cloaked figure that has a scarf across the face. You just see 2 eyes sparkle amidst this deep cloak. You can't even see details. You just see a little bit of a sparkle. Looks at the 3 of you and eyes land on you and Eldred. "I was just looking to make his life difficult, but it seems you're here with a reason. Good. My work is done. And he takes off, runs past the guy cowering behind the desk, goes past him, and then does a spin.
Trips over himself?
No.
Gets tangled up in his own cloak and falls over?
No, he does a spin and a whoosh with this long, bright silver sword, and it just seems to cause that guy's head to kind of fall forward, and then he just tips over. And the guy looks at you, goes like that, and goes out the door.
Who the fuck was that? I look at Eldred. Who the fuck was that?
Eldred goes, I don't know, but he took those other two out pretty quickly.
Oh my god. Like, where do we even go from here? What do we do?
Rictus goes, I'm just happy because,
shit! Yeah, the fight's over, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to use my necklace to try and, at least heal Rictus a little bit.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll your healing.
D8?
Yep. It's +1.
One whole... Then 2.
Yeah, it's 1 to 8. 1d8 +1. Okay. So as you're doing that, all of a sudden the door to this hallway opens up again. And the figure is back. The cloaked figure says, guards are coming. Hide that body and then you hide. Good luck. And then the door shuts.
I guess we better hide the body and hide.
Eldred and Rictus look at each other. They go, go on, we'll put in the big... Rictus goes, we'll put in that big office over there. So
in the plant. In one of the bigger plants.
Rictus goes, good idea. Matter of fact, we'll hide in there too. Both of them disappear in there. Where do you go?
Oh, the desk feels a little too obvious. Well, how much does the light of the hallway go into the room? How far does it go?
There was no light in the hallway.
So it's still dark in this room?
Correct. It's dark everywhere.
So if I spider climbed into the farthest corner of that hallway, I could probably be hidden in darkness?
Unless they came in and went through each office. Give me an intelligence check.
That's gonna go great. Whew! 18?
That's very good. With that, you realize that that's a great idea, but it'd probably go off a lot better in an office.
Okay. Office it is. We're the darkest corner of the office.
Okay. We'll put you in the big office where you just came out of.
Mm-hmm.
And there in the other big office next to it. So you spider climbed up into the corner of the wall?
Yep.
Okay. You hear the door to the hallway open outside. You hear some talking. Well, I do like her, but it just hasn't worked for a while, and so I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I still really care.
No one can see it, but I'm rolling my eyes. Continue.
And so then you hear the other one say, "Are we going to check the offices?" You know, we were just here an hour ago. The doors are all still shut. I mean, nothing seems to be tampered with. Come on, we'll go up, check the roof, and I'll tell you what else she did. And then you hear the doors shut behind them.
After a little while, I waited till their footsteps are soft enough, far enough away. Let out a sigh of relief, but that means I'm not concentrating, so I fall off the corner onto the floor.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check, please.
Oof. 8.
As you fall, your knee kind of catches the corner of a bookcase, and you take 1 point of damage from that as you fall.
Ah. Do that for like about 30 seconds. When I find Eldred and Rictus, and we all reconvene.
You rang?
That's the signal you wanted. That's the signal you get.
Exactly. Gets my attention.
Okay, so you are up on the roof across the street from the hall with scabies. You were up there. You noticed someone very quickly after everyone left, leaving the hall and walking across the colonnade and disappearing into the night. Then a young couple came up onto the roof, seemed to be getting a little amorous. And through the course of all this, the female seemed totally oblivious to you and scabies. The male did not and kind of kept looking over and smiling at you. Even once or twice giving a...
Oh.
You, in order not to have to deal with that, pulled scabies down past the wall part of the roof, which kind of confused scabies. He kind of looks at you, then looks up, kind of looks at you, smiles, sees the look on your face and goes, and then looks back up and everything. You continue to hear amorous sounds coming from where the couple was. You also hear the sound of a cork being pulled from a bottle and the sound of glassware or a bottle on stone periodically, mixed with other sounds and a fair amount of giggling.
Okay.
During the course of this, what are you doing?
I will whisper to scabies to keep pop up and keep an eye on them.
Okay.
And I will try to move to a separate area of the roof and just keep an eye out. Is there an area I can maybe stand in that Creepo wouldn't be able to see me from the other roof? I don't care if he sees scabies looking at him. He distracts me.
So they are here.
Would I be able to squish myself into this corner?
Yeah.
So that I could watch over, the roof and this street down there, but hopefully they can't see me as clearly.
Okay. As you look up, you notice that you don't see them, but you still hear them. Every now and then you'll see like something rise up above the back of the bench a little bit, although most of that plant is in the way. Scabies seems to be really kind of standing up and just kind of looking and just kind of trying to, because, you did tell him to keep an eye on them.
I did.
So a little time goes by, and give me a perception check, please.
Hey, that's not bad.
That's good. You, a little bit after this, you see coming across the colonnade 4 figures kind of in your direction from where the person who left to this person. These people are coming from that direction on an angle in your direction.
Gotcha. Can I see anything specific about them, or are they?
Yes. 2 of them seem to be about the same height and same build. The other 2 are easily more than double the height and easily significantly larger in build. All of them seem to be wearing cloaks or robes or something that drape them, so you can't make out any details.
The big ones, do they remind me, or do they give me any similar feelings as the tall, creepy assholes that could see me and speak telepathy?
Oh, no. Those were far too thin compared to these things.
Okay, so, all right, so that's actually possibly worse. Well, I don't know what the other ones are, but do these then remind me of the abominations from the Eastern District?
Give me a history check, please.
That's so funny. Yep, that's about right. That's a 2.
It's possible because they're big.
Yeah, exactly. That's my best guess, basically, at
Yeah.
this point is, they look possibly like Eastern Districts unless they speak and I can hear them. Okay, I will keep an eye on them to see where they are heading.
Okay, they're headed beeline for, in your direction, roughly.
Oh, okay. I guess I will keep an eye on them, and hopefully they won't aim for this building. I'm hoping they will aim for the Seven Rivers Hall of Lore in Antiquities.
You figure they probably are because they're kind of on the same trajectory as that person who left the hall.
Right.
It just,
Right.
from this angle, it kind of looks like they're coming right at you. But there's still a couple 100 feet away, so.
Gotcha. I will try to quietly nudge Scabies and then kind of let him know to look for people are coming. And
as you're talking to him, he keeps kind of like looking at you, but constantly his eyes keep going back across to the other building.
must control fist of death. I will make a snapping noise right next to one of his ears, which I'm assuming goblin ears are rather large and sensitive.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, four incoming. We should keep an eye. Yes? Da?
He nods his head. Give me a perception check, please.
And he has better thing. That's the best I can do.
That's great. Shortly after the snapping, you hear... Wait, stop. Did you hear that? Is there someone here? And you hear, no, baby, it's cool. It's just us. No, I swear I heard something. You see the two figures sit up. You see the female kind of look around, but not looking behind her. Scabies ducks down.
How hidden am I in this corner and with the bush tree in my way?
If you squatted down a little bit, you could probably be almost invisible behind that tree.
That's what I'm thinking then. I will do a dwarven squat.
Okay. Feels like it needs like a 60s surf song, do the dwarven squat. And you hear the guy go, no, baby, see, it's cool. No one's here. And she goes, no, I heard something. Come on, let's go. Oh, no, come on. It's so nice up here. And she's like, no, someone's around. So you see them grab this bottle and they walk back, weaving and swaying a little bit. Kind of, the girl looks to be adjusting her clothing a little bit as they head back to the door with the stairs.
Gotcha.
And they disappear.
Probably for the best.
When last we left you, you had checked out a room or two, one big room on the third floor with two rooms off of it, and one other room off of the outside hallway. You then worked the freight elevator and went down to the first floor, acknowledging that the elevator was a little on the loud side. But no one seemed to notice, even though when you got down to the first floor and went to the one door in the room, you could hear voices on the other side. So you went to the door directly across from the elevator, went into what looked like an area that probably accepts deliveries and stored things, so it was possibly a receiving area with some large metal barn doors that you remembered went out onto the back of the building. And you found yourself by a door that you heard a lot of voices on the other side of. It seemed a little heated, and that's where we left you and Gristle.
Okay.
Oh, and for people just tuning in, you had been traveling with Calandra, but due to a tight space in a room marked teleportation room, Calandra disappeared in a bright flash of light, and you haven't heard or seen anything from her since.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know because you left that room shortly afterwards.
Yes. Okay, so Viv, I believe she's right by the guard waiting at the moment. So she's in the receiving area. I think she's going to find a place to hide in there.
Okay.
She's kind of fiddling with something around her neck when she realizes and remembers she has the brooch of sending. And she just kind of Gristle, come on, and just goes over to a box and hides near the boxes.
Okay. Real quick, you have the brooch. You also do you have one of the eggs?
I have one of the teleportation eggs, yes.
Okay, where is the brooch and where is the egg located on you?
So the egg is wrapped up in her scarf, in her backpack, along with her spider grenade egg. They're together.
Oh, you have that as well. Okay.
I do. So both of those are together in a little bundle of clothing in her backpack on her back, and then so that she can grab it if there's an emergency, she can dig for it. The brooch, I imagine it's around her neck since it's something to be worn, probably tucked underneath her armor.
It's actually, there's a pin on the back.
Is a pin?
Yes.
Oh, it's a pin, so it's not a necklace.
Correct.
Right, it's a brooch. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Brooch is an older term, so I wasn't.
Nah, I'm having brain farts here today. Okay. So then if it's a pin, she'd still want it somewhere handy no matter what. So I imagine she probably would have pinned it to the fabric within her armor. So she probably has to pull out part of her shirt to unpin it to get it from behind her armor. And she's going to pull that out once she's hidden. And she's going to send a message to Gaius.
Gaius, you are there with Reed. Reed is fascinated by this thing he found when you get a message in your head that says,
I lost Calandra. I don't know where she went. She teleported. I am coming to you. Am on the second floor. Yes? On the first floor now.
Vivalda, take off your head. Gaius, you get...
Not... He scream whisper that. He's like... Quiet. Quietly. Inside voice. Okay, how to respond to that?
Vivalda, you get a response.
Dear Bacchus, what the hell? Too many guards. Don't come. We're good. Deal with Calandra later. Meet up with Eldred. 25 words. Did it, and it made sense.
Gristle, so I just sent a message to Gaius, and he sent one back, so he doesn't want us to come down here. We should go back to the 4th floor.
Okay.
So, I say we just stick to the freight elevator, go back up to where we were, and then take... Oh, we can't get through because the key. We'll figure it out. Let's go back to the elevator and just go up all the way, and we'll figure it out from there.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. I'll let you do that.
Yes, sir.
And I'll roll for...
Not great. Rolled a 3 plus 8, so it's an 11.
Okay. I was going to give you advantage because of what you... That kind of argument you heard through that door.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you do it with advantage. I'm sorry, I didn't say it
Okay.
sooner.
No worries. I'll roll one more time. Wonderful. 10 plus 8, 18.
Okay. We'll say you make it back up to the 3rd floor, where the big room there without a problem. You are aware that this elevator is far from quiet.
I'm heading to the door on the left to see if I can peek out and just check the hallway to make sure that there's nobody around.
Okay. You notice that it's still open from when you left it. You forgot to shut it behind you.
Damn. Gristle, we need to remember to shut doors. Okay. I'll go over there and I'll just peek through to make sure that nobody's there.
Give me a perception check, please.
Okay. 11.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it after Gristle seems to definitely hear it. You are out like looking up and down the hallway, and he's with you. His head immediately shoots to the right, and you hear it like after that reaction from him. You hear the clicking of when people use that gem key in the locks down by the stairs. Gristle kind of quickly pushes you back in the room, and he pulls the door shut behind you. Where do you go?
If I hear it coming towards the big room, I'm gonna go back to the teleportation room and hide in there.
Gristle's with you.
Okay.
Okay, so the two of you are hiding in there. You hear Gristle go, "Okay, so we don't go so far around the corner this time, right?"
Right.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
So you hear the door open, you hear some conversation, you hear the other voice say, "So when you saw her doing that, what did you do?" And he's like, I didn't know what to do. I shut the door and left." "Well, did she see you?" He goes, "I don't think so." "Oh my God, what are you going to do?" And that goes on for a little bit. You hear them kind of walking around the room. And the one says, "Remember, don't go too near those guys." And the other one goes, I know. But I swear there were more of them here yesterday." And he goes, "Yeah, I don't know. I didn't count them, but if you say so." And eventually you hear the door pulled behind them and the voices kind of disappear into the distance.
Did it sound like they were coming up from level 2? Were they coming from level 4?
It sounded like directly across from the door.
Okay. I believe that was going
Which
down.
you remember goes up to the 4th floor.
Oh, it does go up, so they came from the 4th floor. Okay.
Right.
So they're probably going down to the 2nd. I was gonna see if I could possibly wedge something in the door very quickly as they were leaving, but if they're going to the wrong place, then they're going to the wrong place. I'm gonna look around this room for anything I think that can get me up to the 4th floor, because it does have a panel on it, correct?
Yes.
Then yeah, I'm going to, because I don't want to use my teleportation egg. I know I could use it, but I don't want to.
Gristle goes, shouldn't we check everything out on this floor?
I agree, but there's not many other places we can go to. Do you see somewhere I just haven't checked yet?
Well, there's across the hall there that
Library.
I think was that thing. Where would someone secret away some valuable artifact?
I definitely want to try the library. It's just I don't have the key to get in. So
that's a
you
good
can
point.
try lock picking a magical key if you want to try.
I'll try, but
we can take a look. It doesn't hurt. The guards just left, so I think we've got some time.
Yeah, good point. Good point there, sister. So he goes out, he looks around, and he goes over there, and He sets to work trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. While he does that, I'm gonna just look for any door I can, as long as it's like I know that the office one I've been in already, but I'll just look for any other door that I can try to get into. If there's like maybe a small wedge I can pry underneath to see if I could like fit something down there. See what I can do.
You see the two doors here. You see the one here
Yes.
and the one here. You know both of those are locked from being on the inside, and there's the door down here.
Okay, so I've tried all these doors already. Okay. Then if I've tried all the doors I could possibly try, she's probably gonna look further into the paperwork and the paperwork in the office to see if she can find any important information that might pertain to anything in the building that might be of interest, like anything about artifacts, about magical items, see if there's anything that sounds like it's an artifact, or possibly look for a key gem.
So you're headed back down to the office at the end of this hall?
Yes.
Okay. Give me an investigation check, please.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is 16 plus 1, 17.
You notice that you've never worked in an office. You're not familiar with kind of office culture or anything like that. You would never even use the phrase office culture. One thing you know, this is the most boring ass office you've ever seen in your life. Okay. The desk seems almost totally empty. It's got a few pieces of paper and a quill in the top drawer, but all the other drawers are pretty much empty, except there's like some garbage in one and nothing in anything else. There's the books on the shelves are all very generic and they don't look like they've been used too much. Hey there, Butt Trumpet.
Hello.
Ooh,
Time is changing.
Yeah, it got very dark and mood lighting where you are.
Yeah, real spooky.
When last we left you, you were still in these offices down on this floor, up on the 4th floor. The guards had come in and left. You had been reminded a little earlier when you were thinking about that they're going to go up, check the roof, and then probably come back down. What do you do during this time?
Yeah, I think the best thing to do... Well, I relayed it to Eldred that we need to plan to make our way down to one of the floors where they are. Maybe we can try and reconvene with Viv and see if we can figure out together whether to find Gaius.
Eldred goes, you and Rictus hang out and just stay out of sight. After the guards come back through, wait about 5 minutes and then come find me, okay?
Okay, be careful.
Hello. We've moved on to some quicker interaction with different people. The couple left the floor on the other side. Give me a perception check, please. That's good.
Should I add on some inspiration, or is that good enough?
That seems to be good enough for what you're going to need here. So the couple left. Little time goes by, and across the street in this little house, which you've seen seems to be the facility in which the stairs come up onto the roof. You hear some clicking, and you see two guards step out.
Okay.
And step away and go towards the roof and start to do a walk around on the roof. And they're talking about, this is definitely where we should come to watch the execution tomorrow and everything. But as they go around, like they disappear out of sight to get around, to get onto head towards the center of the roof.
Okay.
You get the quickest movement seems to disappear into the darkness here. So it's almost like you get like just a whoosh of what you think might be darkness or a shadow, and you're not sure, but it looks like something's might be pressed up against the building on facing your side, but you can't be 100% sure.
Okay.
But you can't really make it out. It seems to be, if something's there, it's really well hidden. But this could just be your imagination also. They do a walk around. You see them standing over top of the skylight on the roof there, looking down and go, must be nice. And the other one's like, yeah, I hear you. But I don't know. I don't know that I'd like that kind of work. Yeah, I don't know either. And well, that's a really nice office, and look at all the nice stuff he has in there. I don't know. Just not my cup of tea. We're walking around, look, it's a beautiful night. And he's like, yeah, I hear you. And they gradually make it back to the stairs, and you hear the click of the door and everything.
Okay.
And it shuts, and you just hear the initial clanking of boots on the stairs going down. It fades into nothing. And just when you think things are safe again, from behind that building, you see a figure whip around, run across the roof towards the back of the building, and leap out of sight and disappear.
Very quietly.
You hear their feet.
Oh, okay.
Ever so slightly on the roof. It is quiet. The feet are quiet, but because your perception was really good, you do hear the that
right.
The footfalls. They're just, you can tell they're pretty quiet. Like these are probably soft leather soled boots.
Right.
And you hear the flapping of the cloak, this hooded cloak in the night.
Did I catch any details, or was it just like a shadow in the night?
It was a deep cloaked hood. It was a long cloak. The boot, everything seemed to be this possibly dark gray. Inside the hood, you didn't make any details out.
Roughly human size?
Definitely human. Definitely human size. Okay. Definitely not a beefy build, but by what they did, definitely very athletic.
The fuck was that, scabies?
Okay, Gaius.
Oh, all right.
So when last we left you, you and Reed were in the basement. Were able to get into this room that was lined with bookshelves as far as the eye could see. The bookshelves were also, when you detected magic, there seemed to be a shimmer.
Barrier.
Yeah, between the bookshelves, just the slightest shimmer, saying that there was some sort of magic involved, between the bookshelves. There was also a little trolley that had a glass case on it that also showed up as magic. Until Reed got close to it, and it almost was like it was shorting out. And then the magic from the glass itself disappeared, and you could see the magic of what was in it, which was something that was a little too long to be called a dagger, but definitely not long enough to be called a short sword. And the closer Reed got, you noticed actually the stone in his head started to light up a little bit. And when this happened, the glass started to crack and chip and actually not shatter, but kind of break apart in the one corner. You also noticed at the far end of the room a very large figure that looked very smooth and kind of orangish red, that had a big orange gemstone in its chest and had things that lit up in its eyes that seemed to do this strange scan of the area in front of it that the two of you are just out of reach of. But when you did enter into that area and it did one of these scans, it seemed to go into an offensive stance and stopped, waiting for the next move. And that's when you and Reed stepped back. And then shortly thereafter, you received a message from Viv.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right, Reed, Calandra is missing. In action, teleported or something. I don't know. Not there anymore. Deal with that later.
Reed goes, she used the egg?
I don't know. 25 words or less. So, needless to say, she's continuing either search or we're going to try to meet up with Eldred. If not, she didn't say they found anything. So I'm going to assume neither team's been successful yet.
The whole time, Reed is just kind of taking the sword, looking at it, or dagger, whatever you want to call it, just waving it about, and just seems totally focused on that, periodically saying, yeah. This is so light
so
and
we're
so
going,
nice.
Yeah, well, we're going to need to focus on the mission now, bud. Okay. Seeing as you're a little distracted, I guess we'll work together as a team and try to sneak past the guard thing. We'll do that together, all right? And then hopefully between my magic and your skills, we can pick the lock on the door. Sound good?
Okay.
Yeah, we're basically following right behind, staying close. Guys, is keeping everybody close to the barrier without going across it. Trying to just stay as far away and work that side wall.
You seem like you're doing really well, and Reed, like you don't even see Reed at this point. Until you see the lights appear from this thing's eyes again and go, and then over on the side, it kind of goes over you and stops and waves back and forth over you, and you feel this beam of light going over you, and then it goes over to the side by where the bookcases are and does the same to Reed, who is crouched down low by one of the bookcases, and it fits him out right away, and the thing all of a sudden just immediately changes into this aggressive stance.
Can I use my inspiration to help read out here to negate whatever detection is going on?
Okay. You can, but here's the thing. When I said you thought you moved really stealthily, you didn't even see Reed until this light pointed him out. And this was when you stepped past that threshold of the limit of this beam. Give me an intelligence check, please. And matter of fact, we'll make an intelligence saving throw just to give you any extra bonuses.
Enjoy that one.
Okay.
It's a 2, not a 1. But
gotcha.
So the way you described it, I guess it's implied that it's detecting. It didn't start moving until it scanned Reed, correct?
It didn't start moving until you're not sure if it was you or Reed, but you felt like you were part of it. You crossed that threshold where you saw the limit of that beam go before.
Okay, so I put my hand on Reed and we both take a step back out of the line of its limit.
The beam goes dark, and the thing goes back into this non-threatening, just kind of standing there position.
Gotcha. I make a hand gesture to Reed to wait, and I just try myself stealthing across. To see, I don't know if it's the dagger Reed has or the gem he has in his head.
Exact same thing happens about the exact same time that you get to that exact same point practically.
Okay, so it's not just Reed, it's also me. So I step back.
Reed seems a little scared of this thing. The light beam that comes out is really kind of wigging him out.
Gotcha. All right, Reed. So I'm going to try a thing and see if it's sound-based first. And I'm casting silence, Paul.
Okay.
Basically around the creature, emanating from it out, so it won't be able to hear anything.
Okay, what's the radius on that?
It is 20-foot circumference. 20-foot sphere. So.
Okay.
Okay, then guys basically steps up to the point where he knows. Stealthily, obviously.
Okay. same thing occurs.
Back up, cancel the silence spell. All right, it is not voice. I figured it wasn't, but I really didn't want to use that hand. But I think we're going to have to. I know this makes no sense, but I'm going to do this read. Because you seem a little distracted right now, bud. I'm going to need your, that little bit of charcoal you have to maybe cut a hole in the door, and your hand of glory. And I'm going to try to go invisible real quick.
Okay.
And if I get past it, I'm going to basically use this to open a hole in the door, because I can't pick locks.
Okay.
But the hand can, so I might use that depending upon what I see over there.
Okay.
All good, bud? Also distract it if it comes after me. So I'll do, it's the three charges for an invisibility for 1 minute. It was Zabakis. And throwing a quick shout out. And then lights the 3 charges.
Quick shout out.
From this, yeah, to Bacchus,
Okay.
big man upstairs, or wherever he happens to reside.
Okay. Roll me a D100, please.
90.
Okay. Okay, so you light 3 of the fingers of the hand. You find yourself go totally invisible, but yet there's a pool of light around you that you can see. And what do you do next?
I attempt to move forward.
You get roughly to the same thing, and the beam goes on again.
And it detects me.
It detects you, yeah, and it's just, and it's kind of staying on you, and whereas normally, like, it would get on a body and it would go. This one seems like it's not. It's like a glitch almost. It's staying on your center and just going. Occasionally
So it's not
going,
moving toward me.
No, it's just the thing's staying on you. It's kind of, you see your shape bathed in these lines of orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah. It's all right. So if it's not moving toward me, I'm going to move toward it.
Okay, you take another step or two,
Yep.
and the thing changes into that offensive maneuver again.
I'm going to cast the spell magic on it.
Okay.
And let's see, the spell magic. Okay, so obviously, if this thing is doing any kind of 3rd level spell or lower, it's done. That ends. If it's 4th or above, I will make an ability check, and the DC is 10 plus whatever the spell level is.
So you cast Dispel Magic?
On it, yes.
Okay. Roll me a 20-sider, please.
That 15 go through?
Okay, yes it did. Yellow lights from the eyes go out, but it's still there in this offensive stance.
Okay. I step back. Is it still stuck there?
When you step back, it goes back to its kind of at ease sort of position.
Okay. I move forward again to see if it's triggered that, if that dispel magic stopped it from its scanner or whatever the hell it was.
2, so I'm going to say the light doesn't come on, the beam doesn't come on.
Does it move or anything?
When you get to the point where it got into another position, it does get into another position, but the head seems to be doing this.
Okay.
And occasionally it shifts.
Okay, I'm going to try stealthing around it.
I am going to let you roll this one, okay?
Oh dear me. They were both not. Wait. Why was there 3? Obviously ignore the last one. 11, but I guess you know what? This is where I'll use my inspiration, Paul. So how does yours change? Unless the 11 works.
No, it doesn't. So if you would like to use
Yeah.
your inspiration, you are welcome to do so. Let's
Don't even
just
tell
see.
me what it is. Just don't even...
You get about here,
Mm.
and and the head is going back and forth, and at one point it kind of stops, and the body, which was kind of moving a little bit, all of a sudden shifts. But then the head starts going back and forth again.
It shifted toward me?
Yeah. In the general direction, not like it wasn't like pinpointed on you.
Okay. So I take out, I reach into my pocket and I just pull out like one of my spell components. This one's like a little piece of like stone or something I'm using for a spell. And I kind of just toss it away from me toward the, like, just lobbing it. I can't ping right now, but south of where I am, and just to make it like shift that way a little bit.
Okay. So you toss it. Is it something like, what's it made of? Is it something hard like metal, or is it like a piece of cloth, or
it's like a little bit of gravel, just, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Distraction stuff.
The creature immediately stomps forward to roughly where the thing is. The head goes down. It starts stomping.
As it's doing this and making all this noise, I stealth behind it and get to the door.
Okay.
Using its own noise as a distraction. Like,
okay, you were at the door.
Okay. Looking at it, locks. What does it got on it? By the way, I also still have the magic key from before because we were using it to test the.
Yes. Right. There is a key lock on this, except this one is blue. The stone is blue, not yellow like yours.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's see.
And you know that this door glowed with magic the last time you looked at it.
Pretty strong magic, would you say?
It was pretty strong, yeah.
Okay. So I know good old hand here can pick a lock for 3 charges when it's a magic one, like strong magic one. Does that interfere with the invisibility? It's a different effect, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, put it this way: for a thief, if a thief is under the spell of invisibility, it can pick locks as long as it's not attacking or taking damage. It remains invisible.
Okay. So, knowing that I'm on a time schedule here, I see that obviously my stone doesn't work on it because it's the wrong color. So I use the Hand of Glory, 3 charges to unlock this very strong magic lock, I assume.
Okay. Reed has backed up and is going, guys, when this thing came up and started crushing the gravel that you had.
And turn around, just whip at him, and I'm like,
he's back by the door.
Need to be quiet. Yeah, need to be quiet. Oh, good, another one. So I kind of make sure the doors are nice and wide so it can come through. I work my way forward a little bit to see. Does it start ting?
Like how far forward do you come?
Like, guys, is kind of doing like the old like shuffle forward a little bit on its feet.
You get about close to 10 feet in, and you see with the eyes, they go bright red, and 2 beams come out and start going and immediately like make your form. These do not seem to glitch like the other one did. This one is also bigger.
Yeah.
The stone in its chest is bigger. It's red. This one seems to have a number of other gold adornments on it. And matter of fact, you notice the stone in his chest is red, but there is also 2 other stones beneath it. One is seems almost black, and the other one is orange. And the minute the red eyes go light and come forward, the top red gem lights up and seems almost as if it's burning. The light inside the gem seems almost like it kind of looks like those fake fireplaces, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so it starts doing that, and I take a step back out of it.
Okay. As you step back through the door, it obviously loses your shape, but it's a few more passes with the thing like it's looking for you. And then the eyes go out, but it does not change its position.
Now, the scan, was it floor to ceiling? Was it favored down? Okay. Oh, boy.
And as soon as you entered into that little hallway, it like went upright, arms went out, and it did the scan. With the first one, when you stepped out of that threshold, the light immediately went out, and it immediately went to this like resting position. This one continued to scan for a few seconds afterwards before going out, and it did not change its stance. So you're here in this office, you're finding there are a few papers here and there, but you rolled really well. So they look like requisition forms, but the thing that you do notice catches your attention is the requisition forms are like 3 months old.
Does the office look particularly dusty, as if it hasn't really been used for very long?
No, it looks used.
Okay.
But
they just haven't really received anything for a while.
To specify, it looks used and it looks clean as if it is kept clean.
Okay.
It doesn't look used as in like wear and tear on things, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like when you were in that other room, some of the workbenches and stuff, you noticed nicks in tables, you noticed some wearing on some edges where people probably leaned up against them, things like that. You're not finding that here.
Okay. Then she'd gather the papers, make it look neat again, and she'd go meet up with Crystal. And just... Any luck?
He says, "No, I can't crack this. It's like the magic isn't even letting me get a pick in there. I mean, the pick goes in, but it seems to disappear when it goes in."
Oh, interesting. All right. Well,
how about you? You find anything?
Unfortunately, no. Just papers saying requisitions from 3 months ago. They don't seem to have anything new, which is odd. That's very.
I don't work in an office, but that's odd, isn't it? If it's a busy place,
it is odd. That's what I thought too. I thought that you would have things coming in all the time, and if you haven't received something for 3 months, I don't know.
What was the name of this place? Like, what office is this?
The Seven Rivers Hall of History and Antiquities, I believe.
Yeah, but the office you were in, that we just searched. I don't read so well. You remember when you went in, it was research and development.
Oh, research and development. So, yeah, you'd think there would be more papers about the research that they would have been creating, especially with... They have scorch marks and blood in there. You would think there would be something in the office about an incident such as that.
I don't know much about offices, but don't you usually have to make reports about stuff like that? Or contact the people's families or something? And there was a lot of stuff in there, so wouldn't that be like a lot of different projects and stuff?
I would think so.
Well, that's freaking weird.
Clearly that research is going elsewhere, being hidden, and probably behind a place that requires a magical gem key. So I imagine our options here are we can try to get up to the 4th floor by other means. If we can't use the freight elevator and we can't use the stairs. Are there any windows on this floor?
You have not seen any windows as of yet.
The only other way, which would be an unfortunate way to go, would be through, I believe, the privy and the sewer system there up. But unfortunately, that's in the library, and we can't even do that. So maybe fortunately. That's probably fortunate that we can't do it that way. But can't really think of anything else we can really do here. I can try contacting Eldred or Butt Trumpet, or somebody else to see if they can come and get us. Otherwise, Gaius just told us to go meet with Eldred, and we're not able to go anywhere else. And I don't think anybody else is able to go anywhere else except for Reed and Gaius.
Well, I'm at your disposal. Whatever you need, I'm yours for the night with whatever we need to do. So you just say the word and I'm there.
I'm not usually the best at planning these expeditions. I'm usually the one who executes them. So I think, worst case scenario, I have this teleportation egg. We can use that.
Well, let's hold off on that because, as we've seen, there's gods. We don't want to, and they go from floor to floor.
Right.
We don't necessarily want to end up using our only way of getting out to go to some place where they might happen to be, and then we're kind
That's
of
my
like,
thoughts too.
The whole jig is up. That could be a big problem.
Let me see.
But let's think on this, he says. Hello there, Butt Trumpet.
Back in the light.
So what did you and Rictus decide on?
Well, has it been 5 minutes?
Yes, we'll say it definitely has been 5 minutes.
Then I believe we are following Eldred if we have not heard anything from him.
Okay. In that 5 minutes...
Did the guards come through then?
They did, and they came into the hallway. You and Rictus stayed in one of the offices. You heard them chatting, and then they left. So 5 minutes goes by.
Follow Eldred.
Okay. After looking around, you don't see Eldred. You go back by the stairway, and something catches your attention.
It being?
Eldred, standing to the one side of the door, and his robes on one side seem to be flared out a little bit.
I'd like to roll a perception check to see if there's anything else I see there.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, that didn't help me. So part of his robes are just flared outward?
Yeah.
Doesn't smell like death or anything, does it?
No, he's standing up against the wall.
Oh, okay. I,
to one side of the door.
Gently tug at his robe.
Or you walk up to him, and once you get up closer, you notice that the robe is stuck in the door. You see him reach over and open up the door and says, "After you." And as he moves to do that, you notice the little plate to the left of the door that has the yellow stone that usually lights up when someone uses their key is flashing a little bit. But it's quiet.
That normal?
I don't know.
Fuck. Can I roll an arcane check to see if,
Sure can.
what, does that apply here?
It could.
We're gonna find out if it does.
Yep.
Ooh, 19.
We are, you feel like this could be a reaction from the door being left, feeling like it's open for a period of time.
Oh. So should something be in the door, like a piece of fabric? Gotcha. Okay. So it's idling.
Or shorting out, you don't know.
I continue to walk through the door.
Okay. Rictus comes with you. So you now have the option to go up to the roof.
That'd probably be the last place they'd go since they were already there. Plus, if we go further down, I feel like we're just going to run into them all over again. Keep running from them. Have you heard anything from Gaius or anybody this whole time, Eldred?
No. I was wondering if you did.
Nope, nothing. Well,
Rictus goes, just so you know, no one's contacted me either.
nothing from Gristle or Scabies?
Scabies you don't hear from too often. It's more of a visual thing, but Gristle, no.
Yeah, I think we would all recognize Scabies. It'd probably be safer to hide out on the roof.
Okie dokie.
So let's make our way to the roof.
You got it. You make your way to the roof. Give me a perception check, please.
Ooh. I'm guessing it don't matter if I add inspiration.
Oh, you could. You could use your inspiration and re-roll it.
Oh, reroll? Sweet. Sweet. Perception, roll again. Don't be shitty. Well, it's better.
Okay. Is there any oh, it's negatives, huh?
Yeah. I guess that's based on... It could be either intelligence or wisdom, actually.
You notice across the colonnade from the same direction that you've seen everything else come and go, kind of what looks like a whole bunch of things in a straight line starting to come across the colonnade. They're not figures, they're like big, kind of blocky looking things. It's still kind of dark, so it's tough to tell. You're a little perplexed about that. And at about this same time, as you're looking at that behind you, you hear, "Hello there. It's Nikita, isn't it?" And you hear, "I'm going to need you to put your hands up in the air, please, and not make any sudden moves. We'd hate for anything to happen to the famous rescuer of children." And turn around so I can see your face, please.
Do I recognize the voice?
Give me a history check.
It'll be just as bad. Awesome.
You have never heard this voice at all. Do you turn around?
I will slowly raise my hands. I don't think I had anything in them. I'm assuming the picture is somewhat accurate, so as I turn around slowly, I'm going to turn towards Scabies, and I'm going to direct a look at him that should give him Scabies.
Well, here's the thing. You turn around and Scabies is gone.
Motherfucker!
And what you see before you is a large individual male.
Okay.
He has a sword kind of about 5 inches from your face, from your chin, basically. So he's aiming down a little bit. He's dressed in a dark greenish brown cloak. Very short cropped hair, very kind of square block shaped head. His ears are a little beaten up and cauliflowered. The thing that really stands out is on the left side of his mouth. Part of the corner of the mouth is like torn away, so you can actually see the gums and the teeth beneath. And there's a scar just above that goes up and over the eye. And one part of the eye is a little on the milky side.
Nope, that doesn't sound familiar.
And there is a male and a female on either side of him, each with a crossbow, and large crossbow aimed at you.
Okay. I'm still, so scar up over eye. Would that be the right eye?
From looking at him, it would be on the left-hand side.
Okay. Scar up over...
His right eye, your left, as it were. looking at him.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah.
And you hear the woman go, not the woman, you hear the guy go, where'd her friend go? And the big figure says, what? There were two of them.
I am going to remain silent while they're talking. Do I recognize either of the crossbow people?
Give me a perception check, please.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Nice! Yay!
Oh, you definitely recognize them.
Oh, good.
From about an hour ago.
The people making out.
Yep. The big individual says, now, as your hands are up, I appreciate you complying. My associates here are going to check you for weapons. It would make things a lot easier if you just let me know if you had anything, and if so, where.
Shit. I think I left a lot of the weapons.
I thought you said you're bringing nothing.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Okay.
To be safe so I didn't kill anyone.
Okay.
I have no weapons other than my wit and charming personality, which seems redundant.
He did the eyes narrow a little bit, and the two crossbow people kind of come up and go behind you. You, from the one side that you saw the female go, she comes up to you and does a quick frisk. Simple, nothing too invasive, and says, nothing. He says, really? She goes, you're welcome to try it yourself. He goes, no. Okay. I need you to put your hands behind your back, please, if you'd be so kind. We're going to bind your wrists. No offense, it's business.
Which, of course, makes me question, whose business are you on?
Ah, that is the question, isn't it?
Yep. That's why I asked it.
Well, we'll just say it's a need-to-know question, and at the moment you don't need to know.
Well, that's not nice at all. You know my name. You seem to have some weird title for me.
I think I have a thing for the safety of children. What can I say?
Obviously, that's why you're up here with me and not somewhere else saving children.
If you want to read it like that, nothing I can do about that, but it's okay. No offense taken.
Well, I wasn't trying that hard, so okay. She'll put her hands behind her back.
Okay. You feel your self being bound around the wrists with rope. A pretty good job. Give me another perception check, please.
There we go, on brand.
Okay.
The guy crossbow, was I able to could I try to make eye contact with him, like help me out here? Like
he's behind you also with her.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like they came around and came behind
Gotcha.
to keep an eye on you. So he says, okay, well, let me just thank you for your cooperation. There's no reason for anybody to get hurt during this. It won't be long. It won't be long at all.
Can I ask? I will actually say, can I ask if you saw the gentleman who ran and jumped off the roof earlier?
No.
I'm not the only one who came here tonight. And by that, I mean there are other people here who I don't know who they are, but they were here sneaking around.
If it's a party, it's a good thing we brought our party hats.
Nikita looks for the party hats. Yes.
He points and says, mine's shaped like elephant ears and with a big trunk with a noisemaker in the end of it.
Is your name Bacchus? I have a friend who says he talked to an elephant person once.
He kind of, the eyes narrow, he seems a little confused, looks at you, looks past you as but friends or associates, and says, oh, that sounds fascinating.
He was very drunk, but so is Bacchus. Where are we going?
Just downstairs.
Downstairs in this building.
Yeah,
And then what?
you'll see.
I might not. I have pretty shitty eyesight, apparently, and hearing, because you got up on me pretty nicely.
Well, you may want to focus on the stairs so you don't hurt yourself.
This is a good point.
It takes you over to the thing. They open up the stairs, the doorway to the stairway. They basically lead you down the 4 flights to the ground level. There's 2 of them. The 2 crossbow people are behind you.
Mm-hmm.
The large gentleman is in front of you. He's actually very courteous. He's a little bit in front of you so that you can't reach him or anything like that. If you fall, you're going to fall flat on your face. But he's kind of one hand on his sword, the other one kind of up like this. Like, in case you do trip or something, he's there.
Okay.
And like he'll mention, this steps, the board on's a little loose, so just be aware. And he takes you all the way down. And he seems to be very cordial the whole way. He's definitely not being mean or a smartass or anything like that. He's no one's touching you. He's, as long as you're cooperating, it seems, they're happy to let you just go. They bring you down to the first level, down through the hallway and out into the back. And then they take you down an alley that you didn't go through of the building behind this building. It's around the side of it.
Okay.
And there's a little garden.
Okay.
And there's a fountain and some trees. And they
Do I
go on.
recognize this garden and fountain?
No, because none of you went back there. No, the garden you saw was on the rooftop in the building next to you. He asked you to have a seat up against one of the trees.
Okay.
And then they proceed to tie you multiple times amongst the tree. And they also tie your feet together.
Right. Tie feet together multiple times to tree.
Well, your feet are tied together and your back is against the tree, and they just do around you and the tree.
Right.
So
This seems a bit excessive. I'm not a very fast mover.
Oh, I know. I want to make it clear that you're not going anywhere. Not for a little while. When you'll be free, I think, by the execution. And that's not yours. That's not a play on words. I'm not that witty.
Good to know, I guess. Spasiba.
As I said, it's just business.
I would really appreciate a hint so that I can let your boss know what a good job you've done.
Oh, they'll know. Keep an eye on her. You'll know when to come. And they go, will do. And the 2 crossbows kind of each take a point leaning up against another tree with their crossbows, kind of not aimed at you, but just like not put away either. Not really saying anything or anything to you, just kind of looking at you.
So were you 2 actually making out, or was that just you were looking for people up on the roof?
Almost at the exact same time, the guy just says yes. And the female at the same time says no and yes.
Well, as long as you're both certain and there's no awkward feelings between you while we stand here, I wouldn't mind if you wanted to, discuss it.
They look at each other, and the guy just kind of smiles, and the girl says, Whatever.
Did you at least bring the alcohol, or did you finish it?
They look at each other and go, that seems fair. Yeah, that seems fair. The girl comes over to you and puts the bottle to your lips and tips it into
Yes,
your
I
mouth.
will. I will try some.
It's a spirit you're not familiar with. It's sweet but sharp, a little on the thicker side as far as a fluid goes. Not to the point of syrup, but it's you know.
Yeah. Like a thicker port, or where they
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Spasiba. May I ask what that is?
Oh, sure. Croissant.
Bless you.
No, it's called Caswa.
Kaswa?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the word and how it is spelled?
It's a long-necked bottle that has like a almost fat spaceship-like bulbous part at the bottom that the fluid seems to be in.
Okay. Kaswa?
The guy goes, it's Croissant.
Kwaswa. Okay.
And the girl says, potato, it doesn't freaking matter. It just gets the job done.
There are many things that do that, certainly. Are my hands still tied behind my back, or were those undone to tie me to the tree?
No, the hands are still behind your back down by your backside as you're sitting there.
Any amount of fiddling I can try, or rubbing to see if I can at least loosen the bonds?
Give me a dexterity check, please.
Dexterity check. Check. Dexterity.
You're trying, but hello there, Gaius.
Oh, hello. I hope everybody else is having a better time of it than me. Guess not, due to the laughter you just had there.
No, I just think it's funny that, what you said. That's all.
Okay. So, gonna try a thing. Got a couple ideas.
Okay.
So, from my position, I turn and look around the corner at thing 2.
Okay, the one to the left or the one straight ahead of you?
The red light one. There's
okay,
it's red
the
and
one
orange,
straight
right?
ahead.
Those are the two colors. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go red and orange.
Okay. Yeah. So
and the red one
basically-
looks to be slightly bigger than the other one.
Gotcha. I am going to attempt to cast blindness on it. It needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I assume it has a good Constitution. I'm just hoping it rolls like crap.
Okay. What's it have to beat?
A 16. Does it look like it goes into effect?
How would you tell?
I do this step forward thing again.
Okay.
Just kind of like immediately like put my foot across the line. See
Gotcha.
if it triggers anything.
Okay. The light does come on.
Balls. Gaius rummages through his backpack, finds one of the potions that we have acquired through our travels, and pulls out the potion of etherealness.
Okay.
And he's just looking at it, looking at the thing, looking at the door behind it, making eye contact with Reed, looking at the thing, looking at the potion, and he's just like, F it. Unstoppers the cork. Drinks the bottle
And quaffs it?
of etherealness. Yep, so.
You still have the hand burning with the invisibility, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. When you quaff this or before you quaff it, do you do anything else?
Is the other thing still stomping off in the distance over there?
No, it stomped.
Yeah.
It did a scan
Yeah.
and then just went into that kind of relaxed stance.
So it's not looking at me, right?
Correct.
Not in my general
It's actually
direction.
looking towards Reed,
Okay.
who is at
So-
the other end of the doorway.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm just making sure before anything I extinguish the invisibility so I don't waste it.
Okay.
Chug the old potion of etherealness.
You know how when you drink something that is a very high proof, two things usually happen. There's a lot of burn, but also there's this feeling of like, almost like there's a cloud in your throat.
Yeah, just that, like, your whole sinuses just seem to clear or something.
Right. You don't get the burn, but you get all the other feelings of that from this.
Oh, this actually kind of tastes good.
It has this feeling of this taste that is, there's a slight sweetness to it, but it's fleeting. And it's like,
strawberry?
It's like this flavor that you can't pinpoint because it just seems to be like just past the end of your taste buds. Like you can't get the flavor. It's a little annoying, but then all of a sudden the walls around you start to multiply numerous times, and you start to be able to see past all of them. And it's like this room is floating in space, and you can see through the walls. And you can see the floors above you. You can see further away and cloudier tunnels and stuff below you. You see multiple levels above you. And in the back of everything is this kind of greenish blue gray haze that everything is in. All the walls seem to be, it's almost like having blurry vision to a certain degree, because each wall seems to be made up of multiple versions of that same wall. Same thing above, all around. Everything seems to be multiplied multiple times. Way up past these levels of this building, in the sky, make me a perception check, please.
23?
23, okay. You see, with a 23, you see quite a bit, as a matter of fact. Way up, very high, like in the sky, you see what looks like hundreds, if not thousands, of bodies floating in the air way above you. And
wait, like people bodies, or
that's what it looks like.
astral?
People. It looks like people.
Oh god.
Just kind of floating there. And all around them, and you're not sure if it's like at the same height or a different height, or if it's even closer and you're looking through it to see this. It's like an aurora borealis, except it's every color that you can imagine, and even some that you've never thought of or seen before, that you can't quite pinpoint what you, like, you couldn't put words into describing them.
Ugh. Trippy. Oh, well, okay, focus. I need to focus here. This is intense and awesome. Okay, basically I'm going to try stepping across the barrier, see if this thing detects me.
It does not. I will just tell you this, but as you look at it, it looks like multiple versions of itself. Many of those versions kind of look like what this one looked like when you saw it, and so it just looks a little blurry from all the different versions. There are also multiple versions that are much larger than this, and many that are much smaller. There's even one that's actually quite adorable and about your height. Yeah. That kind of has like a anime cutesy vibe to it, with big eyes and just really nice. But then there's this really monstrous one that just seems to be covered in roiling, nasty, moving spikes and stuff. So there seems to be multiple versions of this thing in front of you, but you can also see through it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go down the hallway and kind of like just scooch around it. Like, I don't want to come into contact
Okay, it's very
Especially
tight,
with
but
the
you can
tentacly
do
one.
that.
Basically, I'm sneaking by it, and kind of, when I get to the door, I'm going to take a gander at the door. What exactly does the door look like?
The door looks very similar to the one that you came through the first time, except a little bigger and a little more ominous looking. The thing you notice is there is a little section on either side of it that is stone wall that you can see through.
Okay, yeah. What do
Once
I
again, it's
see?
like multiple layers.
Yeah. I can't really differentiate what my door is, or can I? Is one more like prevalent of the layers? You know what I mean?
You give me a perception check.
I was gonna say, yeah. Is there like a prime door that I could notice? 13.
You think, because you saw it, you think you could probably pick it out, but it's like there's layers over top of it of similar
Gotcha.
things, and
Okay. I try to push my hand through the door.
it goes right through.
Okay, good. I was hoping that was the thing. I stick my head through and look around. Or, you know what? I just step through. I'm freaking ethereal. I step through. I'm through the door. So in this room is there a magical goo-gaw of some import or wondrousness?
In this room, what you see are shelves upon shelves. That's what the brown things are. They're like big bookcases of shelves, racks of shelving. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the floor, it's like a bunch of statues have been put in here. Various statues of all sorts. It's almost like they've just been kind of shoved in here in some cases. On the shelving, you see other little items. Nothing that even comes close to resembling what this thing was described to you as. You see lots of books, lots of scrolls. You see lots of paintings kind of wrapped up in everything in here. You're assuming they're paintings. In this corner over here, something that stands out to you is a rather large thing that at first you think is a painting, but it's covered with a large piece of linen that's kind of dirty and everything. But one of the corners is exposed. And you can see beneath it is a very large mirror with a very ornate frame.
God damn mirrors again. Sorry, continue.
No, that's fine. But yeah, you see a lot of things in here. Nothing fits the description of what you were looking for.
Nothing fits the description. So I'll go around the whole room, double check everything. So nothing fits that description. All right. I can't interact with anything. So like poking my head through, there's no like poking my head through the walls and stuff. There's no like secret compartments or hidden pathways that are being hidden from standard. Like I'm just basically, because I'm ethereal, I'm just like poking my head through like anything in here. No. Like putting my head through the chest of the armor, like they hide it in here, doing that kind of stuff.
As a matter of fact, you notice that.
Ah, excellent. Yeah. So I ghost myself. Ghost myself over through the hidden compartment and to the next door. So I guess describe around me. Am I seeing like key? Is it like different?
What was in that wall was a secret door. Mm-hmm. That part of the shelving actually kind of opened in.
Yeah.
As a secret passage, which let you into a very short little passage that came upon another one of these big doors. Gotcha. These big, magically secured doors.
Dear, what is with these everywhere these things are?
This one is even bigger than the other two.
Of course it is.
And this one looks to be, I mean, it's right off the bat, you're pretty sure it looks to be made of iron. It's got these green burning eyes. It's got a green gem in its chest. It seems a lot more powerful than the other ones, but doesn't seem to be aware of you at all. It's still in that dormant stage. And you're in this room that has 2 sets of armor to your left and glass cases surrounding the room. All of the cases seem to be glowing.
Okay, I guess I'll take a circuit of the room, looking for the file.
The artifact was described to you as being about a foot to a foot and a half square on each direction.
I don't really think there's much that she can do if she can't really go anywhere until somebody comes onto this floor. If anything, she might just be because the guards would keep making rounds, so she'd keep hiding. How much time do you think would go by?
Well, already you feel like at least a couple hours have gone by.
Because I think that'd make her nervous, and I think she'd want to leave. Gristle doesn't want to teleport.
I mean, he says it's up to you, but I think you don't want to necessarily do something like that prematurely, and things like this.
Agree.
And keep in mind, he says, jobs like this don't always go the way you expect them to or that you planned for them. That's part of the reason why people like us get hired so much, because we're used to working on our feet, thinking on our feet, and being able to adjust for things like this.
Then what would you do in this situation? Because I have never done anything like this before.
Okay, what I would do personally is if you feel that we have searched out every bit of this floor that we can, and you just have to wait for one of your buddies there to come and get you, find a good place to hide, keep your ears open, and just wait it out.
Then I think that's what we should do.
Okay. As long as you feel that we've searched every bit that we possibly could, then yeah, that's what I would do. I would just, back in that teleport area, as long as none of us are going to be going up in a puff of smoke like your friend there, which that whole thing, I mean, you don't seem too bothered by that. That's a little weird to me.
No, I'm bothered by it, trust me. I'm just not sure. I'm nervous that, if I use another sending to contact her, I really should. But then I just have one more.
Well, why don't you just hold out for a little bit, just to be, give it some time, and let's give them a chance to get done what they need to get done.
Right.
Okay, so you go back to the teleport room, and you and Gristle just wait it out?
I think if they're walking around the rooms, if they're not going into any of the other rooms, they're just kind of looping around there, then maybe not the teleportation room, but one of the other rooms instead. That way there's no risk of it turning back on and teleporting one of them.
Okay, so maybe like the one with the tank in it?
Probably not that one, because that thing's alive and would make noise. So probably the one with the just tables and scorch marks.
Okay, now remember, you had to go behind the armor for that, and you had to you had that really amazing roll to get there.
Yeah, never mind. I forgot about the armor. Then yeah, if they're used to it working in the teleportation room, then still using that.
Hey there, Butt Trumpet.
Yellow.
So did you, Eldred, and Rictus go up to the roof?
That was the plan.
Okay.
Why do I feel like that was a bad idea?
No. You go up to the roof. Roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's enough. You notice there is no one on the roof, and you notice that there is no one on the roof across the street from you, where you know that Scabies and Nikita were supposed to be.
Oh shit, where'd they go? Eldred, do you have any way of finding them or locating them or figuring out where they could be?
Uh, shit. No, I don't have the brooch.
Mr. G, I've got a question about my necklace.
Okay.
How far will my bubble take me?
You've never really used it, but from what you gather, you can direct it, and there's not necessarily a time limit unless you're in it for a long time.
I'd like to use it to just go up to see if I can see over the buildings and kind of see if I can find anything from up high.
Okay. So you grab your necklace, which is this little silver lace ball with some sort of gemstone in it. You hold it, the gemstone lights up a little bit. It's this bright blue. Around you, this kind of shimmery ball, like a soap bubble, appears. And gradually you start rising up into the air. And Rictus and Eldred just kind of watch with their mouths wide open, like, huh? And you just keep going up and up and up. And it's a dark night, so give me a perception check. At disadvantage because it's a dark night.
That's fair. Lowest one was an 8.
What I'm going to say you're noticing is this. On the horizon, there's the slightest glow. As if, like, morning may be coming in the not-too-distant future.
Okay.
Which makes sense to you because you've been here for quite a while, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Also, behind the building, you see, as you're up there, carriages and horses lining up behind the building of the Hall of Lore and Antiquities. And very fancy dressed people are getting out and strolling around the building and headed across the colonnade.
Oh god, the execution.
And these seem to be very wealthy and people of money. Some of the carriages are only being pulled by oxen. Many of them are being pulled by horses. The carriages are quite ornate. Many of them. Some of them are plain, but they're still very nice. And people are being helped out of the carriages. And the whole back alley seems to be filled with carriages. It's like this is where they are parking.
Oh, shit. That's all I see? No scabies, no Nikita? Damn. Alright, well, I'm gonna lower myself back down.
Okay.
You know, give it a little pop to get back on my feet. No Nikita. No sign of scabies either. But it's
Eldred
almost...
goes, she wouldn't leave.
No, that's what I'm worried about. It's almost morning, and people are starting to arrive for the execution.
Oh, shit.
I know. What do we do? Where do we go?
Rictus goes, I can tell you, Scabies wouldn't run. He would, he's good at what he does, but, you know, he adapts. So something must have happened to get him off that roof or to move him or something.
Oh, I believe it. Like Eldred said, Nikita wouldn't run either. Something happened. Oh, God. You
What?
don't think that they got brought into the execution too?
What? Says Eldred.
I'm going worst case scenario, but if she's not here, neither of them, and we have no clue where they are, and I couldn't see them anywhere, I don't know what else to think. We have to get a hold of Gaius or somebody.
Okay. On that note, Butt Trumpet, we're going to call it a night for you. A little small child comes from the side of the stage and hands you a bouquet of roses, and another one comes from the other side and hands you a bouquet of roses, and there's some cheap people throwing daisies at you from the audience.
Oh, it's too much. You like me. You really
And I will see you in 2 weeks. But Trumpet, have a wonderful Easter.
You as well.
Thank you. Because it's getting late, is there anything else you can think of? You've been trying to see if you could finagle and you failed there, which is not that's not a slight because it'd be a tough hit anyway.
Yeah.
So you're alive and things seem to be going smoothly. You're safe. Is there anything else you've been drinking? You've had refreshment.
Pretty sure I'm good.
Very good. Okay, it's just you and me, kid.
All right. We'll try to clear this up. Let's see. I'm checking all the cases for something that fits the description of the file.
In these cases, they all seem to have a very intense glow to the glass, but you can see through the haze of this glow. They're all different sizes, too. The map here is it's not real accurate.
Gotcha.
You get the basic feeling, though. In one, there is a ball about the size of a bocce ball that is made of green marble with black flecks and like white veins through it. The little plaque on the side says Palantir. Another one has 3 spheres in it that are about the size of, each one's about the size of a plum. They're not uniform in size. One's, some are a little smaller. The biggest one is about the size of a plum. One's the size of a golf ball. They are different colors. One is a swirling of different stones, almost like a rainbow kind of psychedelic swirl of colors, but it's obviously stone. Another one is just pure white, almost like a cross, like it's the size of a golf ball, but it looks like a cue ball. Another one is a very dark blue and seems to have a red stripe going one way and then a yellow stripe going the other way, kind of, so on the 2 ends it forms like a cross. That's the one that's about the size of a plum. The plaque on that one says 3 Palantiri. So it's like Palantir, except there's an I at the end.
Yeah, the plural version of Palantir.
There is a very large axe in one. Just looks like a very shiny, silvery axe. And the plate says Axe of the Warlord. And another one is a sword that looks a little bit like a scimitar, but it looks like it's made from black glass. The blade on it looks... You just have a feeling that it's incredibly sharp just because of the way it looks. The bottom part curves, but the top... The black glass has like these glass hooks of different sizes going. There's about 5 of them starting by the hilt and going down towards about 2/3 of the way down the blade. The blade itself at the top just forms these little glass hooks. The hilt is a black iron with a blackish gray leather wrap around the grip, and behind it is an intricately carved gemstone of what looks like black glass as well. There is no plaque on this case.
Interesting.
At the far end is what looks like a body wrapped in bandages from head to foot, except the arms and the legs aren't loose. It's like you're assuming it's a body.
Yeah.
It's just bound from head to foot in this these very old bandages.
Not going to mess with that one.
There is a statuary, a very short, squat statuary of a dragon that is all gray stone, except for the eyes, which are a orange and red, kind of almost like a topaz, but it's bright orange and bright red for the eyes. There is no plaque on that one either. And then in another one looks to be a twisted wand that looks like this old piece of grapevine that comes to a tapered point. In the last case, there is what looks like a silver staff that just looks like a 6-foot long rod. And at the end is what looks like a crystal ball, except deep within the ball is a purplish fuchsia little light of some sign. It's almost like a star in the middle of the universe that just seems to move ever so slightly if you focus on it.
So not a single thing matches.
Correct.
Oh, this is some bad intel.
You rolled really well for your perception, right?
Yeah, 23.
Okay. I will tell you, when you moved, you felt very light and airy, so it's almost like there is no gravity for you.
Gotcha. I can essentially, I get the feeling I can move
Any
up
direction.
and down. Okay, so it's not in this room.
You don't
Whatever,
see
it
anything that
doesn't
fits
fit.
the description.
Okay, doing the same thing, checking the walls and everything for another secret, any kind of secret compartments.
Roll me an investigation
walls.
check, please. With advantage because you are
Really
using the
sticking my
potion.
head through the wall.
Right.
13.
Okay. You don't see any other, like, anything leading off of this room.
Check to see if I can, like the wand. I kind of like see. Does my hand pass through the cases that these items are in?
No, it hits the case and stops. The glow, you notice, also is quite interesting because it seems that each case has a myriad of different colored glows. It's almost like they're layered on top of each other. It's like when you suck on a jawbreaker and they change color, except imagine each color is glowing, and each glass case kind of has all these different layers of glowing colors.
So it's protected against the ethereal passage. Interesting.
Well, what you're
And
assuming
probably
is
other
that whatever the different iterations of everything is, these have different iteration. The magic that is being used has different iterations as well.
Now, Paul, when I used my perception earlier, and I saw the aurora borealis of bodies and stuff. When I looked through the building that I'm in, the antiquities building, did I notice this artifact is apparently very magical and would stand out? I would assume in the ethereal. Would I have noticed anything that would have stood out to me while I was doing that?
Give me one more perception check, please.
11. Fuck.
Okay. When you look up, you see the aurora borealis in the far distance of the sky. You also see many layers above you. And you see many walls that are many versions of all these walls. You do notice two pinpoints of very bright pinpoints of almost like light that seem to just be undulating. And they're not too
Above you
far from
somewhere.
each other. They're both above you.
Okay.
They're a little bit further up in the building, it seems. One is significantly bigger than the other, and the other one is...
Would you say carryable size?
You'd have to get closer to find out.
Okay, so I'm going to ethereal my way up there. Ghost Gaius, go!
Okay, guys, we're going to give you a little tour as we go here.
Of what everybody else is doing.
Okay, so you come up through the first floor, and you can kind of see this is kind of the gist of how the first floor is laid out. Some of it's
Gotcha.
blurry. This is the lobby here in the center.
Yeah. The hell are the two big things?
You don't know, but they are about 15 to 16 feet tall, massive, and covered in like a large cloak. Each of them are in a large cloak. And between them, give me a history check, please.
I think I'm distracted by the two large things.
Okay. You just noticed someone in a white cloak between them that is normal human sized.
Yeah. So the guards that are in the area, are they reacting favorably or poorly?
If you move around to get closer and everything,
Yeah.
you can see that they seem very uncomfortable.
Gotcha. Okay.
And,
Cool.
you know, they're like giving the side eye and just watching. These things are just kind of standing there like... Also, in this lobby,
Yeah.
here, basically on each of the major walls
Yeah.
are glass cases
Okay.
that seem to have things in them. This is obviously the lobby.
Gotcha. Okay, so the two things that I noticed, are they on this floor or are they still above?
They're still above.
All right. Kick off and go up there.
Okay.
To the next floor. Well, that's not good what I just saw.
And this is what you see on the second floor.
Okay. So is the magic item on this floor? Or one of them?
You don't see, I mean, there's shelving here. All this is all shelves.
Gotcha.
But the two pinpoints of light are still above you.
Okay, I move in that direction then. Now, moving from the second to the third, or what? That was what we were calling it. First floor was ground floor, right? It was.
That was the one with the
second,
lobby.
third.
Yes.
All right, so second floor was where Viv was supposed to be, right? Yeah. Did I notice third floor? Okay, yeah, because second floor wasn't supposed to have anything on it. So I'm up on the third floor. The magic I sense.
So here's what you see. You see here what looks like a disc that seems to be sparkling.
Does this remind me of the disc that was sparkling back in the Stradivarnius house? There was that one magic room that had
Yes.
that going on.
Yeah, it does, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Not exactly. It's like same church, different pew sort of thing.
Magic circle, though.
Correct.
Just for power, and I guess I float around. So it's a circle. It's obviously not an item, but this is the larger of the two things, or the smaller?
Correct. And next to it, you see Gristle and Vivalda hidden away in this room. Kind of like they're kind of next to each other, like listening.
Okay.
And floating above them.
Yeah.
And kind of around the perimeter of this circle, a small, clear spider that the sheen of it seems to be almost white but it looks almost like it's made of glass. But in the bulbous part of its back end, it's glowing like blue. And almost like at the joints of the different arms, there's like the little blue glow. And it seems to be just picking around on the edge of this circle and slowly kind of going around it.
Okay. All right, that's weird. I don't know exactly how to deal with that. Obviously, not what we're looking for. Okay. Viv's here. Perfect. Excellent. I push off in the direction of the other magical glow.
Which is over here.
Yes. So I guess, yeah, I pass through the walls.
Okay.
But I will inspect, like, what doors are between what, that kind of thing.
You have a little bit of a hard time getting in there.
Okay.
Because you see this dark lattice work around.
The one with the 2 suits of armor, or the one
to the right of that.
Okay.
Like it's got 2 doors before you enter the actual chamber. Is like the entire room is reinforced with this lattice work of metal.
So I can pass through it. It just slows me down.
You can't pass through the lattice work, but you can pass through the doors.
Okay. All right. So the room with the 2 suits of armor, the door leading away from the magic item or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that secured with what kind of lock? Yellow lock, blue lock?
Oh, these are all blue locks.
These are all blue locks. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll pass.
Excuse me. These 2 on the chamber are blue locks. The other ones are yellow locks.
Okay. So I'll pass through all the doors.
So,
see if
so you know,
room.
let me make it clear for you here. This is a yellow lock.
Yep. And
these are blue locks. This is a normal lock.
Is there no door between the room with the normal lock and any other room?
You see images of a door, but it's like you have to look at it a certain way.
So there's a secret door there. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And you don't see the cause of the spark of light because it's in this, which seems to be a dark metal, very similar to what is out, what's surrounding the chamber.
Gotcha. So it's suppressing the light.
Yeah, it looks to be a vault of some kind, but the light is peeking through it. And crawling all around that vault are more of these spiders.
Now, do I get a sense
like a total of 3 of them?
Like, do I get a sense of menace from these spiders, or do I get an idea that they're protection, or are they drawn to it because of the magic?
They don't seem to notice you.
Yeah.
At this point, give me an insight check.
21.
Okay. I would say it's pretty clear to you that you feel pretty sure from the way that the spiders are on these 2 different things that somehow they're drawn towards the magic.
Okay. All right. So they're not necessarily security. 2 blue so anything else in this room with the vault? So is the vault that the magic is seeping through, is that locked or is it just sealed?
It looks to be locked. You can't. There's no panel or anything, but the door is made of the same stuff that the entire thing's made of.
Gotcha.
That you can't see through.
Mm-hmm. All right. So 2 blue doors. I go into. There's nothing else in this room. There's that table in the middle. There's not a convenient blue stone sitting there or anything. Key door 1. No. All right. So I'll go to the room with the 2 suits of armor right next to it.
You can get into, if you go through the doors,
Yeah.
you can get into the chamber.
Oh, yeah, no. So,
Okay.
I was asking, in the chamber that has the locked box,
The vault, we'll call it.
the vault, yes. So, in the vault, there's nothing else inside the room. Like, I saw the table in the middle there.
The table is it. There is...
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't
There's a piece of parchment, and there's what looks like a black wrought iron helmet that looks like it looks like a helmet, but it doesn't look like a helmet. Have you ever seen, they were pretty popular a long time ago, the puzzles that, they're not Rubik's Cubes, they're called bar puzzles mostly, and very often they're bits of metal that are kind of put together.
Yeah, you gotta twist them in a certain way to separate them.
Yeah, it's similar to that, except in the shape of a helmet, and it's not just flat bars, it's panels and all of that as well. It looks...
some kind of puzzle.
It almost looks like a torture device, actually.
Ooh. Okay. What does the parchment say?
You'd have to get a lot closer.
Oh, okay. I float down and look at it.
It looks like someone's notes.
Mm-hmm.
And it says...
I guess peruse the top page because I can't interact with it.
It's one page. It's one thing. It says, helmet, ? What in all that is holy are they doing in detritus? ? Binding, literally, plus magically? ? Control? ? Dominance rituals? ? Produced en masse? ? Army? ? Death Knights? ?
Okay, that's unsettling news. Interesting. And this helmet, Paul, is it giving off any kind of like magic sheen as well, or just? Okay, it's also some kind of magic device. Gotcha. Okay,
and it does not feel very good.
Gotcha. Not gonna mess with that. All right, so I move from the vault room to the antechamber with the 2 suits of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Do the suits of armor look like they're magic? Like they might come alive and try to smash your face in? Okay, good. All right.
They definitely give off a magic vibe.
Getting that idea. All right. So, and then this door that I'm coming to is now a yellow lock door. Excellent. Okay, so I know where the thing is, most likely, because it's not down in the basement in the high security thing. So I'm going to zip back over to Viv. I want to try a thing where, can I interact with my like stuff in the ether? Like, can I like pull out a pen and paper and like scroll something and see if I can leave a note and like see if that kind of like appears around them, or if not, I'll try using message. I guess Gaius will check on like the party upstairs to see if they're there, figure out. And then once he scopes out where everybody is and knows where they're at,
I'll tell you what, while I have you here and we're doing this, why don't I just, if that's the case, why don't I show you the 4th floor real quick? Okay, so the 4th floor here.
It appears to be empty.
Yes, you do not, well, you don't see any of your buddies, but in here and in here, you see bodies laying.
Oh, not my friends' bodies, right?
No, you see 2 halflings and a much larger humanoid.
And a large halfling. Wow. Okay. So I'm guessing that's the curator's office that has all the additional protection around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna peek in there. I'm assuming he's not there anymore, or is he still in there?
No one's in there.
Nobody's in there?
You do also notice around the desk here, going out from the desk, is a spray of papers and quills and stuff on the floor, as if someone blew a fan on the other side of the desk, and everything on the desk just kind of went whoosh.
It was interesting. Is it
Oh,
Is stuff
and
blackened?
this plant over here is knocked over.
Okay. All right. I guess a quick like searching through the room ethereally, like poking my head, and do I find like any extra like spare keys laying around? Conveniently blue key. Just
Give me a perception check with advantage.
I won't even roll the second time because
Yeah. You find a blue gem key in the bottom drawer of the desk.
oh God, we are so bad at this.
Well,
Ah!
it's actually stuck up in the top underneath a false
Okay.
thing.
All right. So the team isn't here. I'm going to push up to the roof, and I hope I see them. Do I see them up there?
You see Eldred, Butt Trumpet, and Rictus standing on the roof, kind of looking around frantically. You also, because you have such good passive perception, notice on the roof across the street, there is no one.
Balls. Okay. Deal with that later. Reed is still way downstairs, so we're going to have to deal with that. Okay. So, Paul, this might be a thing once we get everyone back together, but I'm going to lay the game plan out for you and for the viewers at home. Gaius is going to send a message to Butt Trumpet, letting them know the location of a blue gem, because apparently they were able to figure a way out past the yellow. So if they have access to the blue, he's going to set basically 25 words or less, blue gem, curator's office, bottom drawer, stuck underneath. Go to Viv, floor below, more info to follow from her.
Okay.
Then I'm going to send another message to Viv. Viv, butcher up on the way with a key, and then basically, in as few words as possible, go to office down below, it was like off and to the left below where they're at, using the cardinal directions that we all agreed upon, and describe secret door leading toward, once Buncher Up gets there, use key, secret door, leads to 2 suits of armor, protecting, another door, vault, the item we're looking for. Basically, going to condense that down 25 words or less to them. Then, I'm going to float all the way back down to Reed. At that point, I assume this potion wears off.
Not yet.
Shit. Okay.
But you find that you can switch back if you wish. You don't know if the potion will end, but you can kind of firm yourself up.
Okay, so what I will do, Paul, and we could maybe leave that as the cliffhanger, whether I can go ethereal again or not. I go back down the Reed because I want to pass him the hand, the key, and his charcoal stub, and tell him it's like, if you can make it upstairs, do it. If not, use the charcoal, cut your way through the fucking side of the building on the next floor, get out. By the way, Nikita's missing. Fucking deal with that. But also, if you can, and tell him, I'll tell him what floor, but we can all do this in person if you want as well.
Okay.
But this is the game plan that Gaius has in his head. This is what he's like, we got it. I have enough information
Make a note of all this, because we're going to start next session with you interacting with each individual person that you message, okay?
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, no, perfect.
And we will...
We did it! Sort of. We're almost there!
And we will end this evening with that. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining us this evening. We're almost there, as Gaius has said. They got pretty far tonight. A lot was done. So we seem to be in the home stretch. Where everyone is a whole nother story, but that'll hopefully be firmed up next week. Tune in then. Until then, be kind.